Hi, welcome to the channel. I just thought I'd go live for a little bit and see who's about. So I'm just going to do a love reading on here. So I'm going to pick runes first of all. So whoever this video actually reaches, whoever's here who sees this, this is where the energy of your love life at the moment is. So just gonna pick a rune. Oh, it's actually literally stuck to my hand. Okay, we have the rune of Thorazaz. Thorazaz is an energy of defense and protection. So it may be that you right now are stepping back from somebody. Maybe there's a separation going on at the moment. And this is quite defensive. So it may be that if you are communicating with somebody, that there's the communication is quite defensive, not allowing you to sort of really communicate how you feel. Or maybe what I'm feeling from this is when you do go to communicate, there's bitterness to it. You're biting at each other, so there's still need for stepping away, stepping back a little bit. So we have Thorazaz as the overall rune on there, and we're going to pick with that what your higher conscience is kind of telling you about this. So where is your higher conscience on that one? Okay, so there's an element of trust here with Ingwaz. So with Ingwaz, your higher self is kind of asking you to trust the process. Just stay in the moment, just keep doing what you're doing. Thorazaz is asking you to kind of find your peace within any battles. So it's sort of like, you know, stay on your side of the fence. Don't criticize or accuse on anybody else's part. Just work from where you are right now. And with Ingwaz, it's asking you to kind of, your higher self is asking you to stay within a self container, basically. So if you see like this diamond shape here, it's like putting yourself into an egg, a bit like a caterpillar would go into a chrysalis, and it's time for that transformation. So it feels very much like this connection is on a standstill, and you are going into a place of self-awareness, self-care, stepping away from this person quite a bit. So that's in the higher conscience. But what is hidden? So this is the subconscious mind now. What is in your subconscious at this point that is affecting this relationship? Interesting. So we have the rune of Fehu at the moment. So I do feel that in your subconscious, there's this feeling of good luck. It's sort of like everything is feeling quite lucky at the moment. And I think you do actually feel that this connection, it's in your subconscious mind, there's nothing there kind of holding you back or stopping you. So it feels like actually it's, yeah, there's no blind spots in there that are causing any problems with this relationship or with what you're looking for. But is there anything from the past that is causing the problem here? Communication is something that's coming up from the past. So that's potentially where the communication has gone from being quite aligned, quite good, to maybe being a little bit more bitter, a little bit more holding on to words and holding on to things that have been said and keep bringing those things up. So that's making it, with Thorazaz, very difficult to communicate what you want. But overall, you're feeling in a good place, even though this is something that you potentially would like to know if it's going to go anywhere, because it feels like there's just no communication at the moment. There's a block to that communication, as I can see on there, but you do trust this and you do see it moving forward. I see you moving into a space of, so Perthrow is like the Fool card in a way. It's like taking a chance, taking a gamble on something. And I do feel that you are quite an energetic person that doesn't get down very much. You don't allow things to weigh you down. And I feel like this is the energy of really going for it, taking a chance on something. And if you take a chance or a gamble on this, actually the outcome looks quite positive. And it looks like something that is going to be worth your while, most definitely. So we're going to pick tarot cards to go with that then. So let's just find out first of all what is in store right now. So in the coming weeks, what are we going to find with this connection at this point? Is there communication? Is there not communication? Is that thorn in the side with Thorazaz, is that going to be broken down? Is there going to be any news? So what is the outcome for this over the coming weeks? Let's have a look. Oh, that wanted to actually lift that one. Okay, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So there's been a lot of work that you've been doing by yourself right now. So that's kind of like in this space of self-containment. You are in a much better place now for allowing this energy to actually come out. But I've also got the Nine of Swords kind of like hiding in the background. So it's, I feel like you've done this work on yourself. You've got yourself to this place now. But actually, maybe you're questioning whether, is this what I want now? Maybe I've actually grown out of what I thought I wanted. And you, with Perthrow here as well, there's a lot of really powerful feminine energy coming through on that. Next to quite a powerful masculine energy. So it's almost like there's an opportunity here to bring this into quite a powerful, like power couple kind of thing. We've got the King of Wands as well that goes with that. But it's just checking that the energy here is stable and secure. Because if it's not, it kind of feels like when you two are together, you know, you forget other things that you need to do, like responsibilities and things kind of go out the window. And it feels like you kind of, I want to say, messing each other's stuff up. Even though you're enjoying that time together and things, other things around it are kind of like getting a bit chaotic or not getting done. But that's not that you're holding each other back. It's that you are kind of putting your energy into each other, so much so that it's stopping you from actually moving in the direction that you need to go. So that's why at the moment we've got this sort of energy of being in that self-container, but moving forward we can achieve this. But it has to be in more of a balanced way. So we need to find how we can achieve that balance. So what does the viewer need to do to achieve that balance? Let's have a look. How are you going to achieve that? Because it does look like a very powerful energy going on here. Okay, it's taken a little bit of time to reflect. I think there's more time by yourself to be had here over the next few weeks, and maybe over the next month or so. You're going to feel a little bit like this is hopeless, this is not working, this is not happening. But actually it is. It's just very, very slow moving. And it's slow moving because it has to be, because there's this work that needs to be done within yourself so that you can be more in a better place with timekeeping and how much effort and time you're actually putting into this. So we have the Eight of Wands underneath, which is kind of like that working together. There is a want to actually bring forces together, which is, you know, that's great news. That's allowing you to, you've gone away and learned something about yourselves, and then you're bringing it back to a place of connection, bringing that through. So there is that reconciliation there. But there's always this energy between you of fire, and I mean with swords, there is fire in here. There's the King of Wands, and we've got the Eight of Wands as well. There's also a bit of Pentacles and a few cups, and now we have the swords. So we've got everything going on here. But there's this mentality that still kind of clings on a little bit there, which can be a bit defensive. You know, working with that Thorazaz, there can be a little bit of standoffishness, I think, with both of you. So it's about one of you needs to kind of bring that down a little bit. One of you needs to recognize what is happening on there, what's going on. but it does contain this energy of the High Priestess. So there's a very powerful intuitive energy on there. It's kind of like you both know how each other are feeling, even if you're not communicating. You know if they've changed their mind at all. And I think with Perthrow here, there's a lot of mind changing going on. There's a lot of sort of like 1 minute they're thinking one thing and then the next minute they change their mind, and they're kind of flipping back and forth as to what it is that they feel is necessary on here. I'm going to place that on there. Yeah, because it's followed by the Four of Cups. So it's kind of like this energy of like, oh, I'm really switched on, and then the next minute, oh, I don't know what to do. Yeah, which is unsteady, it's unstable, and maybe that's why there is this lack of communication here. Cool. But even so, you are moving forward in a way that's quite wealthy for you, quite fortunate. That might be to do with your work, that might be to do with other commitments that you have, family life perhaps. So this is keeping you in that space of achievement, and it's almost like since you step back from this, you are starting to see that achievement coming through. We have the Five of Swords as well here, so there is space for transformation here. It is, you know, it's kind of like allowing you to access those thoughts in your mind to bring about that transformation. But unfortunately, sometimes that can bring illusion. You can start to sort of overthink things to a point where you're kind of creating scenarios which aren't actually true, but we can believe that they are. And without asking the questions, we just don't know, do we? Okay, but we do have on here the Ace of Cups, but it is in reverse. So I don't think right now is the time for this connection to be rekindled, but that doesn't mean that it won't. I do feel that there are other opportunities going on here as well. This could signal a time for opportunities going for you to help you feel more stable and steady within yourself when you do come back to this. Yeah, and you are going to be having lots of choices. There's a lot of, and again, this card can be quite elusive as well. And again, sometimes I feel like mentally for you, you've just got so many choices, so many things going on, you're not sure which one to take, where to go with it and what to do. So you need to take time here to spend perhaps just thinking about this a little bit more by yourself. So I'm going to just pick one of the love cards on here just to see what messages we get through, as this is a love reading, so it's all about the love, what's going on here. So if obviously this is a collective reading, so this I feel is more going to resonate with people who are separated at the moment. Maybe something's created you to not speak to this particular person that's on your mind, but this person and yourself, when you do communicate, it's a little bit edgy. So taking that time away with yourselves allows you to think about your part in things, and then it's taking that chance of bringing it back together again. So we've got the Union of Hearts, a love connection defies explanation. So it's a lovely card of two people coming together. So it's like, you know, that very much the Pentacles, that Nine of Pentacles energy. That's beautiful. It does signal really that there's going to be a reach out, a reconciliation. You can't really keep away from each other. And so in the time that you're spending away from each other, it's allowing you to understand how you really feel, or maybe allowing them to understand how they really feel. So that lack of communication and just putting that protection up a little bit on there is going to allow for you to really get to grips with, like, actually this is what I want, this is really what I want. And it is very, very powerful, very deep energy going on with that. But it's interesting because Thorazaz and Perthrow, so Thorazaz can be about taking action. It's about knowing the difference between action and non-action. So it's like discerning what would be the best form of action, yeah. and Perthrow is about taking chances. So there's two energies there that are kind of like going, yeah, it's time to do something about this, because you're both dreaming of this, and perhaps now it's time for one of you to reach out. But if you're both being defensive, who's going to go first? Who's going to be the one to reach out? One of you has to make a choice. If lack of communication was the issue previously, then maybe that is what's holding you back in this connection now. So I'm going to read what that says for you. So 28 on here. Let's see. This is so special, unique, and cannot be defined with words. This love is comfortable and a perfect fit. It can be between parents and children, romantic partners, or in a special friendship. It's important to recognise the significance love has in your life. Shift your attention to the essentials in your relationship. Celebrate the wealth of love present in your life. This card is prompting you to redirect your awareness from your goals and desired outcomes onto your relationships. You don't have to wait for a special occasion or do something for someone you love. Send a note, a card, or a flower to let them know you truly value them and the part they played in your world. And this is two dryads embracing with complete abandon. Their encirclement represents the love that is present in a relationship. The colours green and yellow dominate this image, suggesting balance, healthy love, and mutuality. You're being reminded of the importance significant relationships have in your life. Reflect on the role love plays in your world. So maybe this connection has made you reflect and think about what love is to you and how you want that love to be. So perhaps this needed to happen in order for you to step back and then think, yeah, I want to take a chance on this. I would like to know. So let's see what, with the dream ritual, it gives you a little word that can go with this. So we're going to see what your word is right now. What is this viewer's word that's going to help them with this connection? Illuminate. So that's quite interesting because it is, you know, with your higher self rune being Ingwas, it is about sort of like you've gone within yourself, you've stepped back, you've taken that time away from each other, and it has illuminated for you the areas of things that need to be changed. I'm going to pick a rune to go with that because there is a particular rune that would go with that very, very well. And I do wonder. So what goes with illuminate? What is being illuminated within this connection on here? Okay. So this whole, what's happening here, we have Hagalaz. And Hagalaz again is quite a powerful rune of forward action, forward motion. Hagalaz is about sudden change. It can throw you into a deep contemplation. So it's kind of like where something happens that creates you to basically need to stand still. And say, like, for instance, let me try and think of a good example of this. Say you're driving along on the motorway in your car and you have a blowout, you know, your tyre bursts or whatever, and you have to stop. You have to call the somebody to come and rescue you. In that time, you have to wait for somebody to come to you. Okay, that is the energy that Hagalaz has. And that's in that time of waiting is where it illuminates for you, because you're sat there thinking like, oh, why didn't I go and get my tyre pressure checked, or why didn't I book it in for its service? And it makes you think of all the things that you should have done. Maybe you're sat there as well then going through your diary, doing the things that you couldn't do before when you were rushing off to wherever you were going in your car. So it illuminates for you things that need to be changed. Things, and it will throw you into that sudden change. And when you know better, you do better. So illumination, when you know it, when you see it, it's an opportunity to make those changes, to take a chance and go for it and allow it to become apparent what needs to go forwards. But you also need to do it from a place of calm. And within that calm, as you can see in the cup, there's sort of like plant growing out of there. There's growth there if you can allow yourself to step back. So this energy of like argumentativeness, fights, it's about observing the self, pressing pause, observe, and then responding rather than a big reaction to anything. So allowing for that calm, because you've illuminated where the issues are here, and through calmness you can then be more expressive as to how you go forward with that. So it's interesting, I've put illuminate on the one side and calm on the other side. So it's almost like one of you has really had a switch on, a spiritual awakening, something's really become quite apparent to you. And the other one is kind of like just quietly growing over here, doing their own thing, just getting on with stuff. So you tell me which one you are and which one they are. Now, I'm going to pick an angel card to give us just a little bit more inspiration and information on this. But I feel like maybe you're having this reading right now because you just needed a little signpost on your journey as to, is there going to be any more communication? What's happening? And it feels like you're both wounded. You need to go and see yourselves deeply within before you can actually be together and move into the powerful relationship that we appear to have going on here. Okay, you do bring a lot of good to each other when you are communicating well. And we have spiritual growth. So this is this whole from the very beginning of this relationship, there's been an opportunity here for spiritual growth, and it's kind of pushed you both into that space. So I mean, I hear people talk about twin flames and soulmates and things. It could be a twin flame energy. I mean, just if that resonates with you, if that's something that you really believe in. But this connection, it feels very intuitive. You are bringing out a lot from each other. So maybe, as you move forward, I do feel like there is a lot of choices going on. There's a lot of dipping in and dipping back out again. So maybe, if calm is what you're looking for, then maybe the communication needs to be about, well, perhaps this is a time now to bring that new, fresh perspective into a relationship. Yeah, you've got to start this from another place, from a different perspective. So with spiritual growth, let me see what this says. This is a powerful time for you. Your growth and understanding are unfolding at an incredible rate, and you feel more connected than ever to your soul, gifts, and purpose. Your angels are encouraging you to keep up the good work and continue expanding your knowledge, experience, and spiritual connection. When this card arrives for you, it's a confirmation that the experiences and insights you have had recently have been divinely led. You may find yourself connecting to a particular energy at this time, or even experiencing angels or guides visiting you. This card is letting you know that these experiences are real and are occurring because of your determination to open up spiritually. The path of light is unfolding for you, and you are being encouraged to hold your head high and focus on spiritual growth. The rest will be taken care of for you. Every experience is a learning experience. You are a student of life. So yeah, whatever you find with this, it is bringing you a lot of growth. And I've just picked up the pack, and this one's kind of come out as well, which is opportunity and change. So there is an opportunity here for you to both grow separately first of all, but then it does feel like the energies are bringing you together. So should we get a time frame on that? Should we see what sort of time frame we are looking at? So there's definitely union there. You are very, very into each other, I'd say, in many ways, like physically, as well as spiritually connected. I don't want to talk about mentally and because I feel like there's still some work to be done on the mental aspects of it, in how you talk to each other, and how you move through this. So we're getting the Four of Cups, so I'm taking that as 4. So this could be April. I don't feel like it's, for some of you it may be 4 weeks, and for some of you it may be April. Now either one is not really that far away now. I know we're still in January at the moment, but February is a short month, and then we have March, and then so it's, if you have a time scale in, because I know if you've got Ingwas as your higher self, having a time scale to work to may help you to still keep working on yourself, knowing that that is something that's coming for you, that's going to work for you. Okay, and it will bring you to a different perspective. That time allows you to gain a different perspective, potentially a higher perspective, because you are going through this illumination period. Both of you are going through this. And I feel like it's sort of, you're both going through the illumination and you both see each other as being this. Yeah, so try not to guess how the other person is, just work on where you are at. And we have the Emperor energy on here. So yeah, this has a strong energy with the High Priestess and the Emperor within this reading. A very strong power couple kind of energy. So it would be a shame for this to not come together. And it's interesting on this one. So she is surrounded by, those are what they're called, rose hips. She's surrounded by rose hips on there. And I feel like this is very much about like a nurturing love to do with family as well. And you can see like the Emperor is looking towards, sort of towards those children over there. So it's almost like everything's coming together. There's that family connection on there as well, with the rose hips. You know, it's allowing that blossoming of the fruits of your labor, the things that you've been doing, things you've been working towards. It's all coming together on there. And we have strength too. You both need strength to work through this now. So if you're watching this video, it's come to you for a reason, and maybe it is to give the message of just keep moving in the way that you're moving, keep doing everything that you're doing. It is bringing you to a point of taking action, and inspired action, taking a gamble, and it's going to work out well for you. I do see a fortunate time is ahead of you. So just for confirmation, I'm going to just do that again and see what we get coming out. So what is the final outcome on this? So we're saying about 4 weeks for some and April for others who are watching this. Let me see. And we have the Lovers card. Okay, so if you needed any better confirmation, I don't think there was a better card that could come out of there. But I still keep getting this thought about choice. So it's somebody, I feel, I don't know whether it's yourself or your person, that is still trying to get away from the too much choice. There's choices going on here. Yeah, and the Six of Wands coming up. They're moving towards you. This person's moving towards you. You know, they've come a long way with where they're at and what they're doing. And we've got the Hierophant here as well, and the Wheel of the Year, so Wheel of Fortune too. So there's a lot of good things going to come from this, but you just need to sit in this moment now, for this period. So the number 4 is important on this. So again, I feel that may be 4 weeks for some, and it may be April for others. But either way, it's a time scale that has a deadline to it. It is going to be different. It is going to change. And I hope for you that it's exactly what you want, because I think there's fear there that you've grown so much, you've been changing how you've been doing things. Is it what you want? And there's the karma card coming up here, which is the judgment card, which may signal a feeling of like, well, what if things go back to the way they were? You know, what if the past has like tarnished this whole relationship? Well, then we're bringing you back to Perthrow, which is take a chance. Just take a chance on it. You know, it's not set in stone, is it? So, you know, maybe give it a chance and see how you go. What's that saying? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So that is up to you to discern whether this connection has had too many chances already, or if you're ready to give it another chance, take a new perspective. And we have the Queen of Swords coming up on here. So just watch that defensive energy. Watch how you come towards this. How would you like to be approached? So think about that with your person. Think about, how would I like to be approached in this situation? If, you know, what do you want? Give that to your person, and you will find that will soften the energy a little bit. So this is another thing that Thorazaz can do. If you imagine it's like a tool, like a stick with a sharp rock on it, and it's used to kind of break up the rocky earth and bring it into fertile soil. So that is useful as a tool as well to help you to do that. But you have to do that by yourself. You can't ask somebody else to do that for you. You've got to do it for you. Okay. So that is your reading for today. I hope that found you well. If you would like to go into a deeper love reading, then do get in touch with me. If you send me a message or drop me an email, and we can get you sorted on there. So thank you for watching. Blessed be.